Please welcome Lorin.
I saw a dead guy, she said. I saw a dead guy lying at the bottom of his front steps, and the blood was dry. I saw a dead guy. And stuff like that never happens here. The sphere of our world is still small, like the yellow fluff you can pull off really new tennis balls on the handball court. Jump rope at lunchtime, she's wondering what he thought as he slipped and fell. He must have known that his frame was too frail to sustain him, protect him, the elderly's failed cartel. Pump his chest and breathe into him. Really, her first kiss to a man 85? Nah. So she hopscotched to Dylan and smooched him. He pushed her and the fall made her feel more alive. And 9 to 3, the dead guy's been lying there and she still hasn't told a soul. Maybe afraid that the blame would be laid here. Or afraid that his hands might be cold. I saw a dead guy, like, come over and see him. You won't get in trouble, I swear. Like she needed my confirmation to prove to herself he was really there. So after school, I went over to her place. And we ran races right past his front steps. My legs carried me forward, eyes turned to the left, my throat closed and my heartbeat got stuck in my chest. We saw a dead guy, she said. And the sirens were loud in the street and her mum wouldn't let us outside again. A secret day that for years in my mind I would keep. Because I think it's hard for us all to compute that detached emotional notion that there's no dispute or reasoning. It's just seasoning. Autumn to winter, front steps or bone cancer, splinter, cardiac, heart disease, diabetes, fractured spine, or plain run out of time, and we're still racing past his garden towards our own finish line. Because sprinting is the closest that we'll ever come to flying. And if we're flying that fast, it'll be a brief goodbye. We'll salute to make them smile and never slow to see them cry. Like the woman who loved her husband even when he forgot her name. Like the two friends, once brunette and blonde, who stopped dyeing their hair on the same day, like my grandfather, whose hands shake so bad he can't pray. And like that man who slipped and fell and never got up again. And when I looked into his eyes, I saw the lives of every single other dead guy, and they told me not to grow old, 'cause darling, age is a disguise. And I think that if we had have run one less race, we could have saved him. That maybe his blood wasn't dry, it was streaming down the pavement, screaming in anguish, that the only two somebodies that had seen him were too young to know that he was too young to be leaving. That he had year-long passes to the next football season. And that he hadn't figured it out yet, this whole life thing and its meaning. I mean, as a kid, it was pretty self-defining. Started asking questions like, who am I? And I was born on the 18th of July, 1990, in the middle of a storm, where the thunder of my mother's bellows instilled in me a voice of my own. A child, tearing a never-ending spiral around the edges of a fantail wrapper, trying my best not to snap the illusion of movie stars. Lorin was my favourite actor. Born on the 16th of September 1924, her real name was Betty, from the Bronx. She wasn't a Lorin at all. And I still reread all my picture books. At night I look up to find the second star to the right. I never grew up. I'm a long-winded short story, and pages are my sails on uncharted seas. My intricacies are stretched like new skin across the scar on my knee, and my freckles, well, they belong to my baby sister, who was long like the Odyssey, with sausage curls and dimples like Shirley Temple, born April 23, 1928. When the cinema cost 15 cents a C-section baby, my sister is always running late. Who am I? Sometimes I cross the road without pressing the button to go because I don't want to disturb the flow of traffic. Trying to avoid impact, I weave through life in between cars and blank spaces, bumping shoulders with bumper bars and people in high places. Like that older friend of a friend who once told me I was shy, and I opened my mouth only to find myself speechless, and I was silent when I cried, and the more people said it, the more I believed it. See, words have the power to change who we are. I'm just glad that someone told the streetlights to come on before dark, to guide us like an ocean liner's lantern drifting across the sea. A boy once told me those glimmering pinpoints of light were beautiful. To the eye, they're just dots on the horizon, but they represent life, like a sailor eating dinner or a captain kissing a photo of his wife goodnight. And I leant over as he lay making snow angels in the sand. We were so in love that sometimes we held hands. And as he looked back up at me talking about man-made beauty, he missed the stars reflecting from his eyes. That would be it. If I had to pinpoint one moment to be stuck in time, like the ocean's tide, how could something be so constant and so ever-changing such as life? But I want to look in the mirror and see not a predefined me, but a face made up of the features of every race, religion, and gender. So lend me your potential to love and your potential to murder, to bend bullets fired into the history of time, right around to kiss me where my lips should be, and slowly blow my mind made up of you. Now nothing but a beautiful pinpoint of light on my horizon. That means you're far away watching TV with your legs wrapped around someone new. I am a leader. I'm a dream. I've kingdoms, and I've seen things pass me by that my own two eyes could never have possibly seen. I have a home, yes, but I'm out here on your streets because employers keep asking me to describe myself. And even these one-of-a-kind prints on my fingertips are no help. Rings more valuable than gold. These creases are like the wrinkles inside a tree trunk. Count them, because I feel old. And then I'm gone. A Star is Born, June 10, 1922. Judy Garland, an ancient soul wishing upon stars and discarding yellow and blue wrappers lining the floor. The stars of today aren't sure who they are anymore. Who am I? It's unanswerable, yet it's such a defining factor, and I couldn't bear to be confined to squares of description on fantail wrappers every day that I wake. I rewrite the script of my heart and its matters, and every second breath that I take, I replace my lead actors. Thank you.